So we're gonna just start with the lesson for today, lesson 357. Okay. Good morning, Kat.
Morning, Barret.
So I was just about to read lesson 357. Truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles, and then returning unto us to be itself. Again, truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles, and then returning unto us to be itself. Forgiveness, truth's reflection, tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. Your Holy Son is pointed out to me, first in my brother, then in me. Your voice instructs me patiently to hear your word and give as I receive. And as I look upon your Son today, I hear your voice instructing me to find the way to you, as you appointed that the way shall be. Behold his sinlessness, and be you healed. Behold his sinlessness, and be you healed. Okay. So this lesson has a lot in it for being so short. He tells us that miracles help us escape the prison house in which we think we live. That prison house is the belief in the body, the belief in the world. Really, it's the belief in separation. And he tells us very clearly how to do this. We behold his sinlessness and be you healed. So as we wash clean all of the spots and smudges of fear and guilt and anger that we project onto our brother, that's how we behold his sinlessness. When all of that has been washed clear of the mind, all that's left is God. And that's what we're here for today. To bring forward anything that's in the mind, anything that's in the heart. And as we offer it to the group, we're really offering it to Holy Spirit. There's not really anyone else out here. Yeah, so this space is for opening up, offering whatever is inside, it's pressing, wants to come forward. So you're free to do that just by raising your hand. You can also raise your electronic hand in Zoom. Okay, how are you doing, Denise?
Yeah, I just realized there's something kind of trying to hide in my mind. Well, it was when Kat was talking about the body, and that I realized it's body stuff as well that's there for me at the moment. It's actually what it boils down to actually is a fear of dying, fear of death, I think. Yeah, like I had, I mean, I'm not gonna, don't need to go into the whole story, but I had a procedure done since I came back from Spain, just something I wasn't particularly concerned about, but I was kind of reading up on it, you know. Yeah, like if it hasn't, I need to go back again and see that it's worked, like in 6 months' time. It's my second time having it done, and it didn't work the first time. So anyway, there was all this fear that came up around it, you know. Like worst case scenario, like if it doesn't work, then it could be the start of something cancerous in the body. And it was yesterday, I was in the hairdressers, and this woman came in, and she was really loud, like talking really loudly over the hair dryers, and she was shouting like to talk. But as she sat down, I realized she was talking about this. She had the same issue. She was talking to her hairstylist, but she was actually roaring like how it all went wrong for her, and every detail about how bad it was. And like that was all I could hear like around me. She went into every detail about it and how many times all this, and I was just like, okay, is this for me? I don't know. And was just in the mind because my daughter was asking me about it, you know, as well, and she was asking lots of questions like, what does it mean? And you know, yeah. And then this part of my mind was like, yeah, that's it, you're gonna die now. Like you're just about to, you know, find happiness or awakening, but you're actually gonna die before that happens. You know, all this negative stuff was coming up, and like the next chapter of my life is actually going to be that I'm going to die and I'm going to be sick. And yeah, it was just like,
Yeah, I don't believe that, Denise. But these thoughts in the mind can be really intense.
yeah,
And you're right that what is in the mind gets reflected out. So these fear thoughts in you clearly showed up in this other woman.
yeah, yeah. It's like my mom died young as well.
sometimes when a parent dies young, there's a belief that we're going to die young too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just, I think it's with Christmas and family and just memories and yeah, even though like Eva, my daughter, she went to the grave, my mom's grave yesterday. It's near the house, it's not too far from where we live. And like she got a real strong sense that, you know, my mom is, she's just going to be with us like at Christmas, you know. And yeah, we've both had very clear visions, like visitations from her at different times, you know. So yeah, like she came to me in a vision, like, and showed me that, just show, I can't describe in words, but this love and bliss where she is, like she's, but it was like this deep felt knowing. She showed me, I don't know, the love of God. You know, so I don't know why that is there now, but it's just good to say all that out loud anyway, about the death stuff, and because that just felt very, just really dark. So I don't want that to be there. You know? So thank you.
Yeah, it's so good to get this up and out.
Yeah.
And we're learning that there is literally no death. Jesus tells us that there is no death. And these openings, these deep connections you have to your mother help you to see that, help you to know that there is no loss. There's no real separation.
Yeah.
And there'll come a time where you never feel separate from her, where you always feel so joined. And it won't be just with her, it'll be with everyone.
Yeah. Like when I had this fear about my own death, which I haven't had in a long time, like I've never really been sick. I've never had anything in my body. And I did just say to Jesus, like, okay, I want you to show me this fear of death and what it actually means, you know. And when I do that, I'm always comfortable because I know he's bringing me down this pathway, like, and he's showing me
Yeah.
more and more about who I really am, you know, who we really are for everybody. And if I have to confront this fear in my mind, then so be it. You know, I just felt his strength and presence. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful, Denise. This is the journey, right? To really expose all of our body thoughts, all of our body beliefs. And when we start this path, they just seem normal. You know, it feels normal to have body experiences, body sensations. But we start to realize that that's actually not natural. Might be normal experience here, but it's not the truth. So we just keep exposing it all. We expose the fears, we expose the upsets, even physical sensations, we expose those too.
Yeah, feels good, you know, to share about, yeah, what's going on in the body. You know, part of me is like, oh, don't need to talk about that. Like, people don't want to know about that, you know, all this. But yeah. And I know as well that all healing is in the mind, you know, so because I immediately went into, oh my God, maybe I need to start taking more vitamins. I need to fix my body. You know, I need to heal this physical part of my body. That's the part that's sick or whatever. But I think I just need to stay focused on healing the mind, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, thanks for giving me the space.
Yeah, glad to have you here sharing this.
Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, we can again just take a nice deep breath. Okay. Can move on. Lori, would you like to share?
Not really. Oh, I feel like the mind's been through such a lot already in this meeting. Yeah, the feeling I've got is like I need to journal because I just feel like I can't get it out when I'm speaking.
Yeah,
And it's just come to me in this meeting, like there's so many thoughts about trying to perfect things. You know, spending years trying to perfect my body, making my figure strong, and it's that feeling like I don't speak because I'm not going to get it perfect, and no one's going to understand. And it's a constant feeling of like just listening to everyone's shares, and there's so much emotion, but I'm constantly stuffing it down, like. Yeah. The thing I was going to share that's been on my mind through the night that I felt triggered by from yesterday's meeting was like my ego wants to perceive certain statements as it's not okay to feel, you're not okay, nobody wants that. And even here at home, sometimes I feel like I just need to get on the bed and just cry, but then everyone worries. And that makes it worse.
Yeah, it's all welcome here.
It's the same feeling like if I let it up, it's just not going to stop.
Yeah.
It was when you said, like, the thoughts, the ego comes in with the thoughts that blocks the emotion, and that really made me thought, oh God, yeah, that's what I do all the time. Try and analyse it to get away from the feelings.
Yeah. But you are doing it, Lori. You are opening up. You are letting them through. I just hear the words to tell you, so far, every time you started crying, you stopped. So far. So far, it's never been forever.
Yeah. That's good to know. That's good to recognise. Just be like a melted pool on the floor. That's what it feels like. It's just. Oh God, I'm hot now.
Yeah, it's one way to warm it up at your place is to let the emotions out. So
Yeah, don't need our hoods and bobby hats. Yeah, I'd really like to just let it go because I'm often triggered by those statements when people say things like, "Oh, it's a good job you're not your thoughts," or "Oh, we have to remember we're not the ego." I hear it as just all the old messages, like you're too sensitive. Just just get on with it, Laurie. Just yeah.
all of it needs to come up. All of these parts need to be honored in a way, not because they're the truth, but because we have been believing them.
Yeah, it's something around just listening to people's shares, the belief in loss. It's the belief in loss again, and seeing how I've just tried to make everything perfect to avoid. Probably being criticised, probably getting it wrong. Yeah. my prayer is to not do that thing with like the thoughts come in and then, you know, as a block.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank
Yeah. And I would just also offer that if you are crying and other people are worried about you, their emotions are not your responsibility.
you. Yeah, there's some beliefs and judgments around that as well, because I do think, like, I see Angie and Wesley sometimes, and it feels like they're constantly expressing and bringing things up, and my belief is we haven't got the freedom to do that because it's going to upset the kids.
Mm.
And yet we do it. We are doing it, but there's beliefs that it's going to be traumatizing. Like, it's probably my own fear of my emotions.
Yeah. And I think as you go, you realize, if there are things that just need to be between the two of you to however you can, give yourself that space to have those one-on-one connections with each other. But yeah, like you said, a lot of the emotions, it's okay. It's okay for them to see that you guys have emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I've just screwed the cat back on now. Like, familiar feeling. And then it comes instantly with like, right, mute. That's it. Mute yourself. You're done. It's like,
The more you take the cap on and off, the easier it is next time. In the beginning, the cap feels like it's screwed on and you can't get it off. But each time you take it off, it's that much easier the next time. And maybe at some point it's not a cap, it's actually just a lid. It can open and close. It's just simpler and simpler. Yeah. And it's okay to share, and it's okay to be uncomfortable when you're done sharing. That's okay too.
thank you.
I just feel to express more about this, about emotions and allowing ourselves to have our emotions. Almost all of us were taught as we were growing up that we shouldn't feel certain things. Maybe we shouldn't feel anything. You should just be happy all the time or something, or you shouldn't even be happy. Maybe, there's a lot of things we're taught. But a part of our journey is undoing all of those parts of us, all those old beliefs that keep the emotions tied up, that keep them hidden, that keep them suppressed. So it's a really big sense of permission. You have permission to feel what you feel. And if it's a very intense emotion, it doesn't mean you just let it out to the first person you see. That may or may not be a really good thing. But there's always a way we can move through it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how intense, even hateful sometimes the emotion might be. There's always a way we can offer it to the Holy Spirit, to Jesus. And this retreat serves that purpose too, for us to really be with it all. To see that you don't have to change to be okay, that you are okay as you are. And the kind of amazing thing about it is the more that we let ourselves have the painful feelings, the upsetting parts of us, the less those things show up. So again, it is okay to be you. It is okay to have the experiences that you have. And we just keep handing it over. What else is here? What else is calling to be brought forward? Yeah, Solvay. Good morning.
Feel like bringing my skin forward. It's really intense. It's like in one big wound, open wound. And I can see that feels like there's a lot of guilt there. And the disgust. I feel I'm disgusting. And even when Peter is just doing the best to help me to, when it suddenly starts scratching and because of emotions that I don't want. It's like I just feel so much guilt come up. And there's something about being seen. I don't want anyone to see this. I don't want anyone to worry. I can say I'm afraid to go. I'm afraid of my family to see this because I'm afraid I'm gonna be judged. You know, they're gonna worry, then they're gonna think I'm doing this to myself, that I'm a terrible place. It is so painful. And in a way, so miserable, and I hate that. I want to hide it. I just want to hide it. And I have this fear that my skin is never going to heal, you know. Like I have a fear it's just going to disappear.
Yeah, it's really good to name all that. Yeah, I think you're just in a process, Solveig, and it's just this releasing. We've talked about already this morning, just this fear that it's going to go on forever, but it's not a forever thing.
Oh. The sentence from this day's lesson that just jumped into my face was this about the prison.
Mm.
Feels like that. Thank
Yeah. 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 This is the washing away of all the guilt and also all the pain. Because without guilt, there is no pain. Yeah. I think for maybe almost everyone on the journey, as we start to open up, some things might feel lighter right away, but in certain ways, we're led into the issue. We're led deeper. It feels like it gets more intense. It builds. But that's just a part of the healing process, because that will shift and it does soften. So just feel like being a cheerleader, encouraging you on, letting you know that you're doing what you have to move through this.
Thank you. It's nice to have a cheerleader.
Yeah. Thank you for naming all of this. I think we can just keep on going here. Matthew, yeah, why don't you come up here so you can be close to the microphone?
Hey, everyone. My heart is beating so rapidly right now. Yeah, I've had a lot of emotion come up since yesterday. Just something happened here a couple of days ago that kind of triggered some deeper stuff for me that just brought me back to my own childhood. Yeah, it's God, I find it difficult to talk about because I find it even difficult to just experience this emotion. You know, as Barret just mentioned it there, you know, because it wasn't really all right for me to feel any kind of emotion. I was afraid to feel emotion. And it just really seems to be just coming up now in such a deep way. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just when this deep emotion is there, I feel like crying, but it doesn't, it's like that link to actually crying, it's not always available or something. Yesterday, because I was feeling this emotion, I had a terrible day. I just was so anxious and there was all sorts of shit going around in my head. Yeah, and I thought it was gone then. I think maybe I just pushed it down last night. I said, oh, right, it's just gone, you know, miraculously. I feel better, you know, and I felt good again. This is how I should be. But yeah, I don't want to push anything down. I just want to just, like, if no tears are coming, you know, I just want to let myself feel it anyway. Whatever way, whatever way works for me. Yeah, so it even feels better actually, just trying to describe the whole process. Yeah, I just want to be gentle with myself and let myself go through this, even if it takes a few days, and even if no tears come, just let myself feel this. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, just a thought comes to mind and ask, have you ever been punished for crying?
I have no memory of that happening. But there's a feeling that it wasn't right. You know, I don't think I was given the space to do that, but I've no vivid memory of someone saying, oh, you can't do that. It was more of an energy or, oh, stop, you know, something like that, you know, that I do. That was, yeah. Yeah. But I do cry. Tears do come sometimes, and I do feel a release. Other times, it's more like what I was describing, is just a real heavy, laden down emotion, and I want to cry. Maybe it's just because I think that's how to get rid of this feeling. Yeah. But I think sometimes I just need to just be with it, be patient with it, you know.
Mhm. I agree with that. And I keep having a feeling that on some level, there's a sense that you were punished for crying.
Yeah.
It could be kind of sat with.
Mm. I feel a lot better now after sharing all that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks, Barret.
All right. Thank you.
I get a feeling like we could go on for a bit. Are people wanting to take a break? Otherwise, people can just kind of go as they need.
I'm going to need to go. So thank you, everybody. And I'll see you all again soon. Okay.
Okay, yeah, beautiful. Thanks for being
Bye.
here, Dan.
Thank you.
I don't see everyone just jumping up, so maybe we'll just keep going. And if people do need, to take a break for any reason, you can just do that as needed. But it does feel like there's a few different themes that are already here for us this morning. One big one around the body. Either some sort of upset with the body or anger, judgment of the body. And as we're doing, as we know, the more we look at it, the softer it gets. And it really is tied into this idea that the world is a dream. Because as we start to really experience that, even just for little bits of time, what happens here just gets softer. The ego wants to make everything that happens here life or death. A huge deal, really serious. If I don't get this right, that's it, kaput, I'm done. And Holy Spirit has the different story and wants to let us know nothing's really happened. You can't really mess up. The only thing you can do is you can slow down the process. That's really what our choices lead to. We're either taking a slower path to remembering the truth or a faster one. And the encouragement is always, why wait for heaven? And again, in the beginning, it might just be for glimpses, but we can start to have glimpses that the body is like just a figure in a dream, figure in a movie. Movies are a great metaphor because as we're watching a movie, sometimes we get so into it, we almost forget that it's a movie. We're so invested in the character. This life is the same dynamic. We can remember that this is just like a movie that we're watching. And we've been overly invested in the character, Barret, Cat, Matthew, this character we think we are. There's a great section in the workbook, Who Am I? Basically undoing this whole idea of this false identity. And coming into what we really are. And we do that by over and over again, noticing when we're not at peace and remembering what we really want. Okay. I think we can open into more sharing. Yeah, great.
Yeah, actually, I'm not really sure not only what to say, but like what I'm feeling. It seems like it started to come up with talks around the body. Because then just like, I mean, what I've been feeling doesn't seem emotional. It's like, I feel like my body is like attacking me.
How's that been showing up?
Well, right now it's showing up like this like really intense urge to go to sleep, which is like not something that I'm familiar with. Like, I mean, I have to be like laying down to go to sleep. So it's obviously like just something that I need to go into deeper.
Yeah, so this is just one way that the ego can put a defense up, kind of a wave of tiredness. We don't really need to fight against it, but we can just kind of be open to seeing what's connected to it. And it's pretty much always some sort of fear.
Yeah, maybe it's simply like bringing that fear in kind of like this different setting. I mean, I've been very right here with the fear for a lot of the time that I've been here. Maybe it's just camera thoughts, but like more body thoughts, like there's more bodies. Or maybe it's just something else that seems too fearful, but I don't know. My sense is that yeah, I don't know why it would be that, because like I said, I've been very, it's like been right here like for a lot of days. So it seems like there's some fear around being seen in this way or something.
And being seen with emotions, being seen going through something, or
I mean, no, because that's been happening in a group outside of this camera online multiplied body situation. Yeah.
but there's some fear of being seen in a certain way. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think that, yeah, that's just the way I said it. It's that there's this other way it appears to me, that there's a camera and yeah, like it's like an intensified experience of being in.
Yeah, and I think that can happen. That does feel true, but it also feels like it's about something. Like there's some.
It's just unusual for me not to be in touch with my emotions. So like usually I'm like that part is very clear. It's like I know what I feel, and right now I don't know what I feel. Yeah. Other than feeling really stupid for sitting here right now and not knowing what I'm feeling or saying or wasting people's time or.
It's not a waste. You don't have to know. So again, this is really helpful. This is just another specific version of it's not okay to feel what I feel. It's almost like it's okay to express emotion, but it's not okay to be unclear about your emotion. That's the belief here.
Yeah. Because I can see that I have that judgment, that thought judgment on myself a lot. Like I hate when I'm not clear. Like I really hate it. So I guess this is good to just put myself there and be totally unclear.
Yeah. Yeah. And on the other side of it, there always is clarity. Once we get through something, there's clarity there, but the journey to that often feels very unclear.
Yeah, I was sort of hand over this too, because it's like my belief about unclarity is like it affects other people. Like that's why I hate it so much, because I think in any situation where I'm unclear, it's affecting someone else.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. It feels like a deep one for you.
Yeah. I think it's like it feels a little bit like it doesn't have to be such a big deal now. It's not as much of a big deal as I've been making it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can let go of all the thoughts about, yeah, it's thinking there's some effect on someone else, because it's like not even, it's for me.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
There is no one else.
Yeah. It is okay to be unclear. It's okay to be a mess. It's okay.
Well, I'm plenty messy with my emotions, but it's just about like what I bring, you know. It's like I think that I have to be like super clear about what I'm bringing. Like if I'm gonna speak, like I have to like, yeah, yeah. But yes, also,
Yeah. So this is just a great piece for us to practice permission to be as we are. Too. Okay. Yeah. So who else has something they want to? Karen. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Karen.
Yeah. All this body talk and not knowing what I'm feeling, it resonates in me because I'm sick and have a fever. And it hurts in my body. And yeah. Early this morning I went and had a corona test. And it was all, these bodies and yeah, like I was in a film at that test center. And okay. So actually I feel a big distraction from my body these days. And I feel so guilty about it, being sick and having, yeah, Peter and Sola has come here and then I'm just sick. So, yeah, a lot of guilt. But I guess that's a way I have to lean back now and just let Peter and Sola do the things here. And I'm not the host that has to do everything. Oh, that really hurts in my throat saying that. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm trying not to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, Karin.
I had
Yeah,
to
what-
care. Yeah, what do you say?
You go ahead.
Yeah, I had that feeling I had to care for them and bring them, and they can just borrow my car and I make the food, and I'm so it's as if it's so it's so important that they feel that de har det godt her. That they feel comfortable being here. Yeah. And then I feel uncomfortable, I think, because yeah. And that's my whole life, actually. I have acted like that as a nurse and as a lonely single mother, and yeah, it's all that coming up again. And last year I had breast cancer and I was treated for that. And then I decided, no, I'm gonna look what's coming up. So this fever and sore throat, it feels like nothing but compared to the cancer, but yeah, the symptoms are not so strong. So I'm very happy for that. It's only, yeah, maybe it's corona, I don't know, but actually I don't care. It's yeah, if I need symptoms, I'm really grateful that it's not that bad anymore. It's not cancer anymore. So I think I graduate my symptoms, and that's really crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Last time beliefs, yeah, about sickness. Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're looking at and undoing this big concept of being a carer,
Yeah.
the one who cares for your guests.
Yeah. For other people, yeah, because I needed that when I was a child. Yeah. I was longing for that. Yeah. And I got the opposite, I thought. So now I try to, yeah, care for others. Yeah. So, yeah. And that's not the way of getting to peace. So, yeah, I'm just watching my mind and see what's coming up. And I share with Sola and Peter, and it's beautiful. Yeah. I'm here as well. Yeah. And about caring for myself, I can't even go have a shower. It's too much. Yeah. Moving my body into a shower, and it feels, that's a big task right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a question here, like if you're not someone who's caring for others, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that was it.
Yeah,
What's on my mind?
beautiful. Yeah. Feels like a helpful undoing. Yeah. Well, we can move on to the next person then.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I'd like to go.
Yeah.
Feels almost unbearable being around other people's pain, suffering. People I care about will come to care. It's not, I mean, it feels probably everybody, but some people just so much more transparent for me. And yeah, I mean, I totally suppressed really my emotions young, and I have chronic pain for 40, 50 years, and it's just normal for me now. And a bit more acute pain recently. And that I couldn't really speak about that when I was young. Wasn't okay. Had to man up. And then when I started getting into the new age, I did the opposite. I tried everything. Became really fussy.
Just want to check in, Peter. What's here in the moment for you?
I think it's about love and pleasing and fearing loving somebody, fearing loving, kind, you know, and just not knowing where the difference is between pleasing, whether it's my own fear of abandonment, dependency, or and I have this fear about, yeah. The pleasing feels so strong at the moment. It's just like, it's just so almost involuntary. What it feels like, and I'm really not sure. So I just yearn to love and be loved. It's like I just don't want to have any holding back, and it's confusing, and I'm frightened what people are going to feel, say, and I've been still opening to doing that and opening to loving, but and then I think I'm frightened of getting caught in the world, in all the drama, not really face this place of abandonment or unworthiness and an underlying guilt. I'm this terrible person. That's what it feels like. It feels like this edge between the two worlds. Not wanting to betray myself and be, fail to be authentic at the same time. Worried what still can be triggered or hooked into, or all sorts of things.
Yeah. But I think a lot of that, you just sort of do the best you can. And, you know, feel the feeling as authentically as you can. You know, if you notice you get sucked into the world a little bit or the people pleasing, okay, you catch yourself and then you correct your course. So there's this, you know, kind of talked about the softness that comes in. You know, the world actually starts to feel softer. Our body starts to feel softer, less intense. But even our path starts to feel that way too. There can be a fear of like making any little misstep. It can be so intense, it's sort of consumes us. But as we go forward, that feels less upsetting too. If we make a misstep, okay, I made a misstep. I want to come back to the path I want to walk. But that doesn't have to have the judgment or the real blackness. I think that for you, Peter, that heavy darkness is just still coming up. It's still clearing through. I got a feeling earlier, I think it was when you were expressing, Solvay, of off-gassing. There's this, it's a term, it's like if something kind of has an odor, I don't know, again, it's like a physical thing. For a while it off-gasses. In other words, the smell is coming off of that substance. But eventually it sort of stops, right? The smell has been emitted from whatever it is. And in a way, our emotional journey is like that. It's like it's coming out of us, it's coming through us. And in the beginning, it's the most intense. But, you know, a little while down the road, we're still letting it out, but it's not so strong. And eventually, it's hardly noticeable. So this is the journey you're on, and some of that expelling energy that you're going through is still really intense, because, you know, it's like the energy is like balled up, and it's been balled up for so long, but it gets less and less tight. And that's just what I feel as you share, Peter, is the intensity around it. When you notice that, you can just try to hand that over and say, okay, you know, what is it that I want in this moment? For so much of the intensity, I think for you and for others, there's a really big fear of punishment.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think these kinds of spaces are so helpful to realize I can express, and I'm not going to be made wrong. I'm not going to be attacked.
Yeah, that's been a massive ingredient, so to speak, in the community, is the ongoing acceptance of what is really. And so yeah, all it's very helpful, and it feels like it comes back to this self-hatred really in these moments, and how hard that is. And I don't always see that, and I'm told regularly to be more gentle, so it's always helpful, really helpful. Like I'm aware of that. It's not like that's foreign to me now. Yeah, thank you. All you said about the intensity and the darkness still coming up, that, yeah, I mean, we've spoken about it, so it's like really helpful right now, and feel, you know, in that space, in and around it all. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just get an image of you, Peter, as an infant that's being lovingly cared for. Even on this trip, even as you're moving through different things there, that in a big way you're just really held through it all. You're given exactly what you need, and
Yeah.
it really fits with that Christ child. The baby is born.
That's beautiful. Yeah. It's almost, I can hardly believe so kind. It's like, it's just clashes with some deeply held expectations. I never really speak like this, but like this, being born in a stable, and yet that child is so loved, is really his love. Yeah, it feels like getting to the heart of it.
Yeah. I think you can just stay in this space, Peter, and just let it keep moving as it needs to.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you. It's beautiful, actually. I feel like it's just such a relief to expose this jacket, metal jacket around this place. Yeah. Just undo it a bit. Yeah. A bit more and a bit more. Yeah. Thanks, Barret.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so welcome.
He's so gentle.
So gentle. Yeah. Kind saying is so gentle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're gonna move on to the next person. Yeah. Gareth, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I feel like my head's like a ping pong ball that's bouncing off everybody's shares. And feel quite like uneasy, with restless, and it feels like it's about emotions, like yeah, there's something about how I can't feel them, or I'm not allowed, or just this feeling like I'll be crucified if I let these emotions in. And I can see how we always get to a certain point where it's like ego comes in and shuts me down. Even if me and Laurie are expressing and it gets emotional and the kids come in, there's an instant turn away. Nobody can see me like this. And the thought that comes to mind was like, big boys don't cry. I'm just wanting to expose that.
Yeah. Because big boys do cry.
Yeah, and I felt the benefit of it when it has happened and seeing the benefit from it, but still can't get past like the allowance of it and the shame.
Mhm.
So I've got a Jake's today just to do some work on his house. And since we've been back from Spain, I've not seen him much, and it feels like there's a little grievance between us, which I know we need to have a conversation. I feel like I've had conversations with a lot of my family lately. And even when people are talking, I can feel like I don't want any emotion to come up while I'm with him. Because I feel like he's got this opinion of me of his strong dad.
Yeah. But it's actually strong to feel your emotions. It's actually strong to cry.
Yeah, even now I can feel it come. And it's like, no. And I can shut it off.
Hmm. Yeah, we're not here to try to push you or to try to fight that desire.
No, it's just some belief that it's not allowed. It's some kind of belief like it makes you a less person, or even with Jake, it's like you're not a strong dad. But you know it's totally wrong. I know it's totally wrong. But I can't seem to get past it. Like it's like this weakness of emotion.
Hmm.
So just to even air it, feels better. Yeah. Done.
Just undoing these old beliefs. You know, as children, we were trained to be a certain way.
Yeah, I feel like I've been that all my life, and then I've even trained my kids to do that. Even seeing with Jake going through emotional time when his mum died, and even looking back, seeing that with him, like he's not allowed to show his emotion, and seeing it being bottled and
How would it feel to tell him that you see that?
scary.
Hmm.
And it feels scary. I think the only conversations we've had around it has been after drinking. And it feels like the drinking's like an excuse the next day to think, oh yeah, I didn't really feel like it was just all in drink. But to have that conversation, with no get out clause, so to speak, is scary. It's just like a sense of loss that I'm gonna lose something.
I just feel like the two of you are kind of trailblazers, and maybe in, you know, with Jake, with other people in your life, you're the ones that are leading the way. And it may be okay to show people that you care about that there's a different way to be.
Yeah, I feel that keeps coming up, like right now I don't know how to be in the world. It's come up quite a lot on this new.
Yeah. It's a good place to be. You know, in a way, we don't want to know how to be in the world. You know? Most of us, we've known how to be in the world our whole lives. And what has it gotten us? You know, a bunch of suffering.
Yeah, sometimes it does feel sometimes a good way to be. It feels okay in this little house with just us and the kids.
Not always.
When it feels to go out there, it's whoa, too much. It looks like it'll all cave in outside, but it's all right in these four walls. But then I've just bought a new cup. Oh, gosh.
Nice. Step out of the shadows. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. We step out of the shadows of fear, step out of the shadows of not letting ourselves feel. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels a bit easier.
Yeah. So just be open to what happens with Jake, you know, what comes up and when you talk to him, and be open to it looking different than it did in the past.
I think even now I'm thinking it is that fear of loss, and it's the fear of him saying, and he often says it's shut up, you weirdo.
What does it say?
Shut up, you weirdo.
I don't know what that means. Oh, you're weird now. Okay.
Shut up, yo.
Shut up, you weirdo.
Okay. Sorry.
That was exactly my thought. Like we're the weirdos. We're safe in this house because we're the weirdos and we're apart. But out in the world, we're not accepted. It's not acceptable. It's not appropriate. That's the word.
Yeah, maybe that's true. But I think with people like Jake, you know, he could say that and you could actually not believe what he's saying, you know. You don't have to take it personally. You know, if he's afraid of showing his emotions, that's his fear.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah. I can see myself in that way. I do use that, to shut it down. Yeah, and just not think of an outcome on it before we even have the conversation.
Right. Yeah, just let it unfold. And as much as you can, let yourself stay in the like, all possibilities, like just that mindset of possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, feels like it's helped. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so good being with you, Gareth, sharing with you. Yeah. I feel like this is probably where we'll wind down this session. There'll be more chances to share and connect as we go forward. But yeah, so much is here. So yeah. Thank you for all the sharings. Thank you for everything that's come up, and there's more to come. We're just going to keep opening and keep joining. Yeah. Yeah. See you all soon. All right. Bye, everyone.